Alright, hey guys, what's going on? This is Chris Review, of course, and Mikey Allstar here. Today we have another script reading. Oh yeah! So alright, so continuing with the trend in the last few episodes, we have some more Batman and Robin stuff. This time we're finishing off Fear Part 2. So if you forgot everything about Fear Part 1, I can't blame you, and that's perfectly fine because in this I actually wrote a little previously on Batman and Robin. So here we go. Let's go ahead and start off. So this episode, of course, is called Fear Part 2. It is 880 words. And then also we have episode 8, which is called To Kill a Bat, which we'll read right after. And that is 1,235 words. Alright, so Fear Part 1. It starts off with Batman, as the narrator says previously, one Batman and Robin. And I'm not even joking, it doesn't say on, it says one. Very good. Guard 1 says, Commissioner Gordon was captured. Batman is looking through a microscope. Batman, what is this stuff? What does it do? And Robin says, it's fear toxin. Scarecrow says, you are now engulfed with fear. Ha 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 ha. Boys, take him away. And then Batman says, Robin, oh no, he's been captured. Good thing the antidote is almost done. I must rescue him. And then the narrator says, and now, part 2. And then Batman says, Alfred, I'm going to go look for Robin. Call me when you hear any info. If you hear any info, that is. And Alfred says, of course, Master Bruce, good luck. And then Batman says, thanks. Of course, just showing his appreciation to Alfred. Alright, so then I just have where he just says, driving. It says, Batman, the first place I should go is where Robin got captured. What? Really? Wow, impressive. And then it says, at location. Why didn't I just cut to there instead of having that there? I guess just to explain it a little better, but honestly, I think the audience could have tell where we were. Anyways, so it says Henchman 1. Well, the boss took the boy Wonder back to the base. It's a lot of bees in there. Henchman 2 says, what now? And then Henchman 1 says, now we wait for a real challenge, the bats. Henchman 2, right. Well, why did Scarecrow just leave these random henchmen guys to take care of Batman? He knows they're not going to take down Batman. What are they doing? What is he doing? Batman jumps down from a building and knocks out Henchman 1. Henchman 2 pulls out a knife. Henchman 2, ha! We've got your sidekick, and now we're about to have you. It's only just the one guy. Who does he think he is? Superman? Get out of here. And then Batman says, I don't think so. And then Batman punches the henchman's knife out of his hands and punches him. And then Batman says, where is your headquarters? And then Henchman 2 says, I won't tell. And then Batman just says, where? If you don't tell me, I'll hang you up on that building until you tell. And then Henchman 2 is like, okay, his is under the junkyard. Oh, okay, I guess his headquarters is under the junkyard. It's really weird line. His is under the junkyard. Okay. And then Batman says, take me there. And then Henchman 2 says, excuse me? And then Batman says, you heard me. And then Henchman 2 said, okay, but won't my boss see you and kill you? What? Don't worry. What? Why is he concerned about that, man? I don't think he cares if Batman dies. And then Batman says, don't worry about that. And Henchman 2 says, well, okay. They drive and they're almost there. I imagine that that'd be funny if you just like, alright, you know what, Henchman 2, you can drive the Batmobile. No, he wouldn't do that. You just put him in the Batmobile. He says, Henchman 2 says, we're almost there. And then Batman says, how far? Henchman 2 says, not too far. And then Batman says, thanks. Batman is so kind in this series. You know, he threatened to hang this guy off of a building, but then he's like, oh, thank you so much for helping me. You know, it's so kind of you. It's so considerate, even though I forced you into this, and you didn't actually put up much of a fight. So I feel like he doesn't really like Scarecrow that much, so that's probably why. He's like, oh, yeah, oh, well, in that case, yeah, of course I'll help you. Yeah, I don't want to be hanged up on a building or hung up on a building, whatever. So Batman says thanks, and then he knocks out the henchman. Jeez. Alright, so much for being considerate anyways. So it shows Henchman 2, Bruce, climb back into the car, and then he drives up to the gate. And then, oh my god. So Henchman 3 says, you got the chems? And then they never even mention anything about them getting chemicals. They're just waiting there for Batman. I feel like there's a little disconnection here. And then, well, this is literally what I have for Bruce. He's disguised as Henchman 2, but what I put it down is Hench Bruce Man 2. I'm not even joking. I couldn't even make that up. It's Hench Bruce Man 2. Wow, I was such a genius, wasn't I? And then he just says, yeah. And then Henchman 3 says, you a new henchman? And then Hench Bruce Man 2 says, yeah, I just started working yesterday. And then Hench 3 says, wait, no, just started work yesterday. Okay, I thought I was wrong, but that's right too. Okay. Henchman 3 says, welcome. If you need any help or anything, just come to me. And then Hench Bruce Man 2 says, thanks. The gate opens and he drives in. Henchman 4, unload the truck, men. And then they unload the truck and Bruce sneaks away. Hench Bruce Man 2 says, well, 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 look who it is, Robin. Robin says, what do you want? And then Hench Bruce Man 2 says, Batman is coming to save you. And then Robin's like, excuse me? And then Hench Bruce Man 2 is like, calm down, he's coming. It takes Robin a while for him to realize that that's Bruce. I guess that disguise is pretty good then, even though he's just wearing different clothes, but I guess Robin doesn't know Bruce's face. And then Robin says, how do you, Bruce? And then Hench Bruce Man 2 says, I'll be back. I hear someone coming this way. Okay. He walks off and then Scarecrow comes in. Scarecrow says, I'm here to ask questions. If you don't answer, well, you will see. Then Robin says, I'll never answer. Okay. And then Scarecrow says, who are you? Robin. And then Scarecrow says, real name. And then Robin says, Dr. Crane. And then Scarecrow says, excuse me, that's not your real name. And then Robin says, how do you know? Scarecrow's just like, just a feeling. He just randomly says Dr. Crane for no reason at all. What? That doesn't make any sense. But anyways, I guess it's kind of funny because Scarecrow's like, what? That's me, man. And then Scarecrow says, just a feeling. Who's Batman? And then Robin says, Bruce Wayne. He just straight up says it, like, what's going on, Robin? And then Scarecrow says, please, Bruce Wayne just sits in his mansion all day. Now, who is Batman? And then Robin says, Superman. Scarecrow's like, that's it, boys, bring the gun. And then Robin says, you're just going to kill me? And then Scarecrow says, of course not. This is a fear gun. It's like a water gun filled with, like, fear, I guess. That's interesting. Henchmen bring it in. And then he says, fire. It hits Robin. They tell, why doesn't Scarecrow do it himself? He's the man of fear. It's not like the henchmen are like the Scarecrow. It's just him. Why did he get them to do it? Is he just that lazy? And then it hits Robin and Robin says, where am I? Wow! He's on a tightrope. And then Robin's like, just when I was a kid. And then Two-Face says, ha 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 ha, ha 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 ha. That's what he always says. He cuts the rope. Robin's like, no, no. And then Scarecrow says, ha, it's working perfectly. Who is Batman? Who? And then Robin says, I don't. Scarecrow says, who? And then somewhere else. That's it's a very interesting scene, yeah. I really do like the idea of like Robin like hallucinating and he's like on the tightrope and then Two-Face is there. I feel like that's not bad idea, but the rest of that is just so dumb. It's just like Scarecrow's just like who, just turns into an owl or something. He's Owlman or something, or Night Owl from Watchmen. All right, so somewhere else, Commissioner. How will I ever get out of here? Get out. And then Batman says, I could help. And then Commissioner's like, Batman, thank goodness you're here. Thank goodness I said that right at the time that you came into the room. And then Batman says, what has Scarecrow done to you? And then Commissioner says, he has asked me questions and sprayed me with this weird spray. What did it do? Commissioner says, or answers, he says, it made me scared. Batman says, interesting. Oh, he's like, oh, that's great, Commissioner, whatever you say. And then he cuts him out, sorry, he cuts him off. And then Batman says, stay here, I'll go get Robin. Commissioner says, right. And then Batman walks out. And then Scarecrow is still saying, who? And then Robin says, he is. Batman walks in and knocks out the henchmen. Batman and Robin, Robin and Scarecrow, Batman! And then Batman says, you're going down, Scarecrow. And then Scarecrow's like, not if I shoot you first. Batman throws a battering at the gun. And Scarecrow's like, darn it, well, at least I have a knife. What? Okay, that's an interesting line. Darn it, well, at least I have a knife. And then they fight. Scarecrow almost stabs Batman, but Batman punches the knife away and punches Scarecrow back into the wall. Oof. And then Batman says, it's over, Scarecrow. Now let's see who you are. And then he takes off the mask. Dun, dun, dun. Professor Hyde White. No, it's Dr. Crane. I should have known. And then Scarecrow says, yes, Batman, it is I, Crane. What? Okay. I don't know why he said that, but okay. He could have said something menacing there, but he just says that. Okay. And then Batman says, well, looks like you're going back to where you belong. Arkham. And then Crane says, but who are you? What's your real name? Batman says, I am your worst fear. Oh, that's great, isn't it? Yeah, great writing. Henchman comes in and shoots and shoots and accidentally hits Crane. What? What? The henchman comes in and shoots and accidentally hits Crane. Henchman 5 says, "Oops, what is this scene?" Batman throws a battering at him. Crane's like, get away. He gets shot by the Fear. He doesn't actually just get shot randomly. That would have been even better, I think. But Batman's like, stay there, Crane. And then Batman frees Robin. Batman's like, here, drink this. He just gives him like a Powerade or something. He's like, oh, thanks, Batman. No, I'm just kidding. He said, Robin drinks it. He says, wow, much better. What was that? Batman says, the antidote. Come on, let's bring Crane to Arkham. In Commissioner Gordon's office randomly now. Alright, I guess that scene was over anyways, but okay. Commissioner Gordon says, good job, you two. You saved Gotham once again. Robin actually don't think did anything at all. Well, actually, no, he kind of helped a little bit. A little. And then Batman says, thanks. He said thanks 3 times in this episode. What's going on here? And then Commissioner Gordon says, why did Crane do it? And then Batman says, who knows? He doesn't care at all. He's like, who cares? At least he didn't mess up Arkham too much. And then Commissioner says, true. Well, what about Batman? Batman and Robin are gone, of course. Oh boy, here we go. At Arkham, Crane, is stage 4 done? That's how I used to sound as Joker. It was really awful. Don't listen to it. It will make your ears die. Crane says, yes, the strong toxins are ready. Then Joker says, good. And that's the end. So overall, pretty bad. Was it worse than the first parts? Actually, maybe, yeah. It's pretty dumb, honestly. Alright, let's move on to another one. I remember this one fairly well, and I remember it being... Actually, no, this one is not the one I'm thinking of. This one is stupid. I made up my own villains, that's fine. You can always make up your own Batman villains. That's pretty cool. But, there's like a perfect villain I could have used for this that I didn't use. I feel like a fool that I didn't do that, man. I didn't know what I was doing back then, I guess. Anyways, so this one is called To Kill a Bat. It's at Falcone's HQ. That's where it starts. Falcone says, I heard that you two are one of the... What? Oh, okay, I heard you two are one of the best assassin teams. I thought I said I heard you two were one of the best assassins. That wouldn't make any sense. Heard you two are one of the best assassin teams. You will need to be if you want to do this mission. And then Draco Sicarius, I don't know what this guy is. Sicarius, Draco Sicarius. We're up to it. So, who is the target, Falcone? Falcone says, Batman. And then it says, I put title scene in all caps. It's like, ooh, yeah, that was pretty good. That's probably what I was thinking in my mind then. But really, it's very, very simple scene that honestly, it gets the point across, but it doesn't accomplish a lot. Yeah, so Draco Sicarius doesn't exist. And there's also one other guy in here. I don't know what his name is. It's Pelensky. I don't know. I don't know what I was doing. But yeah, anyways, let's not worry about the names right now. Okay, Robin rides into the Batcave on his Red Wing, and then Batman says, how are things at Arkham? And then Robin says, things are okay. One of the guards said that Joker has been talking to some of the others. And then Batman says, did he hear what he was saying? And then Robin says, he was trying to eavesdrop, but as soon as he got close enough, Joker started talking in code. What interesting. Batman says, I wonder what he's up to. And then Robin says, whatever it is, it must be big. Any new crimes? He just completely goes off topic there. He's just like, oh, we could go up there and find out what Joker's saying, or we could just talk about new crimes. And then just, all right, new crimes, I guess. All right, then Batman says, nothing big since the Scarecrow incident. And then Robin says, well, what should we do? And then Batman says, I think it's time to start thinking about Falcone again. Very convenient, isn't it? That Falcone is in this episode. He's working against Batman right now. And Batman's like, oh, now's the time to do Falcone stuff. Yeah, great. Robin says, good idea. Most of the main villains are in Arkham. Plus, he has hired people to fool us and even kill us before. What? To fool us? What do you mean? What? Okay, and he's like, oh, here, drink. He just hires someone. They go up to Batman. He's like, oh, here, drink this. And Batman's like, all right. It's like, oh, it's Coke. He's like, oh, thanks. He drinks it. It's actually Pepsi. He's like, oh, jeez. Oh, no. That's what Robin was talking about. How he hired people to fool. No, okay. Anyway, so Batman says, right, I'm going to pay Commissioner Gordon a visit. I want to see if he has any files on Falcone. What that I could look at. What do you think? He doesn't have files on the biggest crime boss in Gotham? No, of course not. He's not a police officer or anything. Since we haven't gone after Falcone in a while, the Batcomputer doesn't have a lot of useful information on him. All right. Robin says, good idea. I'll stay in the cave. I'll call you if anything exciting happens. And then Batman says, alright, of course I can't just let the characters leave. They always have to say something before they leave. Of course, that's great writing right there, isn't it? No. Okay. So, Commissioner's like, well, hello, Batman. What a pleasant surprise. Bullock says, yeah, right. Since when has it ever been a pleasant surprise when Bats comes? This is the first episode that introduces Bullock, so I guess that's probably the only reason this episode is actually not terrible, I guess, because we got Bullock finally. Yeah, I don't know why it took me 8 episodes to introduce Bullock. God dang. All right. So Batman says, I don't believe we've met. And then Gordon says, this is Detective Bullock. He's not a very big fan of yours. And then Batman says, I see. Anyways, I need all the information you have on Falcone. And then Bullock says, why? And then Batman says, if you really must know everything, Bullock, Robin and I are going to try to arrest him. And then Bullock says, please, you and your kid friend, the Cape Duo, good luck. And then Commissioner says, that's enough, Bullock. Go back to your office. And then Bullock says, sure, whatever you say, Commissioner. He exits. Commissioner says, sorry about him. He's a good detective, but he's also very annoying. Batman just says, That's great. It's terrible, but it's great. Commissioner pulls up a file. Commissioner says, here's all the info we have on Falcone. It's not too much, though. You might have to find out more directly from the source. Well, thanks. And then Commissioner says, no problem. Good luck, Batman. I like how, finally, he doesn't say anything like, all right, see you later, Commissioner, when he leaves. It just says Batman leaves. Wow, finally, I actually learned something. So I like how the police department doesn't have any information like the biggest crime boss. Like I said before, I guess I was right in saying that, oh yeah, it's not like Commissioner Gordon has any information on the biggest crime boss in Gotham. I guess he doesn't. Wow, that's... you'd think they would, but nope. That's great. So they're really doing their job well, aren't they? On a building top, Draco Sicaria says, all right, Jacques, I need you to follow the Batman, and when you get the chance, we kill him. When we get the chance, we kill him. And then Jacques Pelensky, I don't know, I'm not sure you pronounce it, but that's probably not even close, but okay. He says, right, which weapon should we use? And then Sicaria says, use the sniper. Wow, pretty obvious, right? And then Pelensky, that's what I'll call him right now. I think that's pretty close. Anyway, he says, okay, what about Robin? And then Sicaria's, god dang, so many names. Sicaria says, Falcone didn't say anything about him. Pelensky says, don't you think it would be a good idea? Don't you think he would go after us if we kill the Batman? That was very choppy, sorry. Don't you think that he would go after us if we kill Batman? And then Sicaria says, he probably will. Well, I guess we may as well take care of him, too. Maybe Falcone will pay us extra for his death. And then Pelensky's like, good idea. Then Sicaria says, of course it's a good idea. Who doesn't want extra cash? It's a little extra, but that's fine, I guess. He's like, of course it's an idea. Yeah, he is a villain after all, He's not very humble, I guess. So... back at the Batcave, I don't know why I have this in caps, but I was really excited when I was writing the script. I was like, oh, yeah, this is so good. Just keep on typing. Back at the Batcave, all caps. Yeah, I'm so excited. Anyways, Batman says, I've got the file on Falcone. And then Robin says, good. What's our first move? And then I feel like Robin says it all the time. He just doesn't think for himself. He's like, all right, I'll let you do everything, Batman. All right, you just do everything, all right? I don't need to help. And then Batman says, of course... he has a plan, obviously. He says, we'll go undercover, but first, we need to find out where his base is. Robin says, how are we going to do that? Batman says, I know some people, but we'll have to go undercover. You just said that. You just said the exact same thing. We'll have to go undercover, but we'll have to go undercover. Genius. Wow, look at this. Really, this is some really good stuff right here, isn't it? All right, so Robin says, all right. Of course he does. You always have to say something at the end for no reason. They pull up to a building. Bruce says, this is the place. Dick says, this isn't a good part of the neighborhood. Bruce says, yeah, I know, but no one will notice us here. Dick says, true. And then Bruce says, let's go inside. So you're telling me that nobody knows Bruce Wayne in like a bad part of the town? I don't think so. I'm not buying it. Person at the door. Doorman. What are you and your kid here for? And then Bruce says, this happens to be my partner. Doorman says, what is he, like 10? Bruce responds, we don't want any trouble. We just need to talk to Al. And then Doorman says, I doubt he wants to listen to your nonsense. And then Bruce says, go ahead. And then Doorman's like, who the ooh? Robin punches him. Robin says, 10 years old, my foot. And then Batman says, good job, let's go on. I feel like that was pretty good, honestly, that scene. Robin just punches him. She's like, 10 years old, my foot. That wasn't half bad. But then Batman ruins it by saying, good job. Oh, yeah, let's go in. Yeah, that completely ruins it, but that's alright. This wasn't meant to be good, I guess. I probably wrote this like, oh, yeah, let's make this as bad as possible. That's the only way I think I could come up with all of this. Anyways, so they walk inside and step up to a booth. Actually, I feel like this is the script I'm remembering. They go undercover, and I guess it's pretty interesting, maybe. So Al says, well, if it isn't Jay, long time no see. And then Bruce says, yes, good to see you too, Al. And then Al says, who is this? I have no idea who Al is, by the way. He's just some made-up guy. And then Dick says, the name's Jack. And Al says, nice to meet you, Jack. What can I do for you two street punks? And then Bruce says, we would like some info. And then Al says, info? Who is it? Who's this about? And then Bruce says, Falcone. And Al says, Falcone, what do you need? And then Bruce says, we need to know where his base is. Al says, this could get pretty expensive. And then Bruce says, we'll pay what you want. And then Al says, ha, that's the Jay I know, willing to pay anything. What are you anyways? It must pay well. And then Bruce says, I'm a merc. And then Alex is just trying to think of like the coolest professions. Like I'm a street performer. I make balloons. Alex says, I should have known. All right, here's a map. He just has it in his pocket for some reason. He's like, oh, here's a map. Careful though. Falcone's guards are tough. And then Dick says, we're not worried about them. And then Alex says, I would think not. Well, hand over 200 and we'll call it a deal. And then Bruce says, sure thing. He hands him $200 and Al gives him the map. And then Al says, it's been a pleasure. This is so convenient, isn't it? And Bruce says, same. They walk out to their car. And then Dick says, do you trust this guy? Bruce says, I don't trust him, but I trust his info. What? Why would you trust his info if you don't trust him? That seems like, I think those two would go hand in hand. It's like, oh, I trust what this guy has to say, but I don't trust him at all. Yeah, this makes perfect sense. Dick says, okay, so where is this place? Bruce says, downtown in the back streets with the boys. No, he doesn't say that. He just says downtown in the back streets. Dick says, all right, let's go. Of course he says that. And then Bruce says, I have a plan, but we need to be Batman and Robin to do it. And then Dick says, all right, what's the plan? And then Bruce says, all right, there's so many all rights in this like one single part here. There's half of this page is probably just all rights. Anyways, so he says, so we dress up as B and R. What, are you serious? B and R? What do you... Okay, dress up as B and R and take out his cards. I literally wrote that. What? B and R, man. What? Okay, then we walk into as two mercenaries saying we saw what happened and we want to help. We say that we want to kill Batman and Robin. And then Dick says, great plan, let's do it. And then on the building says, Sicarius says, interesting, they're trying to steal our jobs. And then Pentaskew says, too bad we didn't hear their entire plan. And then Sicarius is like, yeah, let's go back to HQ and see what happens. How are they there, honestly? Like, why are they even listening to them either? It's not like they recognized them at all. What? That's so convenient. Why? And then Batman says, here it is. Robin says, yeah, there are the guards. All right, and then Batman says, you take the one on the left, I'll go to the one on the right. They take out the guards with ease. Batman says, wait, who's that? Robin says, look out! And then Robin tackles Batman down to the ground and takes a hit to the arm. Batman says, Robin! And then Robin says, I'm alright, take them down. And then Batman says, right. He throws a batarang at Sicarius and he's knocked out. Then he throws one at Pentaskew, but he dodges it. Pentaskew says, you won't take me down that easily. And then Batman says, we'll see about that. They fight and Batman almost loses, but he wins in the end. That was so descriptive. Wow. They fight, Batman almost loses, but in the end he wins. Great. Batman says, Robin, are you okay? And then Robin says, I'm alright, just nick me. Wait, didn't Batman already ask that? No, he doesn't. Okay. Robin said, I'm alright twice, man. There's so many alrights in this, man. I'm not alright with it, okay? No, okay. So, Batman says, good. Thanks for saving me. Robin says, hey, that's what partners do. And then Batman says, let's take these guys to jail. And then Robin says, right. Oh, great. I love it. At Commissioner Gordon's office, Commish, great work, you two. Batman says, thanks, but where are those guys? Who are those guys? And then the Commissioner says, they were two mercenaries, and they were hired by Falcone to kill you, Batman. And then Batman says, are they in normal jail? Why are they... That's a weird question. Are they in normal jail? Okay. And then Commissioner says, actually, no, the new person in charge of Arkham, Mark Johnson, a.k.a. One of the most generic names ever made. No offense, Mark Johnson, if you're watching this, but put them in Arkham. He said they were too dangerous to be put in prison. What, Arkham is literally just like a facility for the mentally insane and stuff like that. Trying to make them better. You just put 2 mercenaries in there because they're too dangerous. What? That doesn't make any sense. Mark, you're not doing your job very well. Mark Johnson, by the way, was the guard, if you remember. He was the guard that was guarding Joker the first episode, and then he was also interrogated by Dr. Crane. He's like, oh, maybe that guy was drunk on the job, and Batman and Robin talked to him. Yeah, I don't know why I remember that. It's just such a small character that doesn't actually exist in the Batman universe, but he exists in my universe, so there he is. Well, not the audio drama. No, sorry. Unfortunately, you won't be seeing Mark Johnson anytime soon. Maybe he'll get his own audio drama, but who knows? Anyways, so no, I'm kidding. But Batman says makes sense. Commissioner says, you still gonna go after Falcone? And then Batman says, yes, I've got a plan. And then Commissioner says, good luck. And then Arkham, Joker says, Mercs, perfect. And then Guard says, what's going on in there? And then Joker says, nothing, you fool, I was talking to myself out loud. And then Guard says, crazy maniac, the end. Honestly, that was pretty dumb. What is Joker going to do with those mercenaries? Does he think those are really going to be that helpful? No. I don't know what's going on with this episode. But this episode leads to another episode. Next time we'll be talking about, there's another 2-parter coming up. I believe it deals with Falcone. It's like, I think it's called Falcone's Arrest. There's like 1 part before it, Undercover, and then Falcone's Arrest. Yep, that's right. I think that's right. So yeah, the next few episodes deal with Falcone. I do admit that's not a half bad idea, spending some time with Falcone. But yeah, if the writing was better, then maybe it would actually be halfway decent. But it's actually garbage. Anyways, thank you for watching. We enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!